Am I the a-hole? Let's start from the beginning. My husband, 34 male, and I, 31 female, have the only grandchild on his side of the family. His mom has always been a lot. From crying the day before our wedding, to saying crap like, I'm just not warm and fuzzy enough for her. I have tried my best to be as welcoming as possible and bend over backwards for this woman. Tension definitely increased when they decided to move states and bought a house 10 minutes from us. My son, 3.5 male, is the center of his grandma's universe. It used to be my husband. She complained for years that he abandoned her when he moved out. And to be fair to her, she has been incredibly helpful with my son, taking to doctor's appointments, helping out when he gets sick, watching our dog when he is in the hospital, and so on. My son has an immunocompromised system that comes with a lot of health issues, receives infusion monthly, and so on. Well, my mother-in-law has HSV, herpes simplex virus, or more commonly known as fever blisters/cold sores. We, my husband and I, have had over 8 different chats with my mother-in-law that she is not to have her mouth anywhere near my son's skin. No kissing, sharing straws, utensils, etc. She has broken this rule multiple times, too many to count. Each time, met with another chat from my husband and I. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago. She comes over with an active, open cold sore and gives him a raspberry on the cheek. I immediately said something, but sure enough, 3 days later, my son wakes up inconsolable and complaining of lip pain. In the next 2 days, it was very clear he now has HSV. We got testing with his specialist he sees, and yup, it's HSV. Now, I am no dummy. I know 60% of the population has it, and he could have gotten it later in life from a friend or such. But that isn't what happened. He got it in a completely avoidable way. Not to mention, for those that are immunocompromised, the sores tend to be worse, more painful, and can cause serious health complications. So we tell my mother-in-law in a non-angry way, but explained what happened and that we need some space. The next day she shows up, unannounced at our house, while my husband is working from home and lets herself in. Demands to speak to him. He was in a meeting. And first off, refuses to take any responsibility. Says she kissed him on the neck and couldn't possibly be her fault. Meanwhile, I witnessed the whole thing happen, and it wasn't his neck. And even if it was his neck, we said no mouth on his skin. Well, my husband calmly tells her to leave because he is working and that we aren't ready to talk to her. I am just heartbroken for my son. Just another medical thing to add to his plate. More labs are now needed to monitor his organs for the rest of forever. He will have to deal with outbreaks throughout his whole life. Just everything that comes with HSV. Am I the a-hole for wanting to completely cut ties with my mother-in-law and just focus on my little wonderful family I have? I am tired of her passive-aggressive behavior. And this was just reckless and selfish, to be honest. She has been incredibly helpful, but that does not excuse this behavior or allow her to put my son's health in jeopardy. She was told so many times, and she chose to act selfishly. So many times. Just this time, her luck ran out. Am I the a-hole? Update. I really appreciate all the feedback, and I do completely agree I have some fault to claim for allowing the same thing to happen and only having verbal consequences or restating the rules. It's something I will carry with me. We have struggled without the extra help, had to work with him at home on days he is sick, and I have had to take off work on several occasions to make doctor's appointments, on top of all his other appointments that are planned. We basically have 0 PTO left, but we are figuring it out the best we can. My husband has received several texts from mother-in-law, basically saying, "Poor me, let me see my grandchild." So far, father-in-law showed up last month, yelling at my husband saying, "You don't understand what this is doing to your mom," and "We don't even know why we moved here." He then hinted at the fact that it was all my fault, and my husband very firmly shut him down, and then he stormed off. And then today, mother-in-law shows up unannounced and tries to get into the house. We changed the code. My husband texts her and says he is working and has asked for space. She basically says she doesn't even know who he is anymore, and she's disappointed, etc. She then proceeded to call him several times and waited outside our house for 30 minutes until finally leaving. I am so happy we changed the door code. Strangely enough, my son has not once asked about his missing grandparents. We are honestly the ones struggling with our village no longer being there, but he hasn't seemed to notice at all. We are at a loss. This has kind of shaken us, and we are just emotionally exhausted. The guilt I feel is overwhelming. I know I am in the right, but it just feels so unnatural, and it's killing me. I hate this whole situation, and they just keep giving us more reasons to not reinitiate contact. But yeah, That's all I have for now.